Welcome to CFO Insights. Turkey is one of the few countries in Europe where they actually still achieve growth. So I'm very delighted we have a CFO from Turkey here to speak about how exactly this has changed the country and what they're doing to leverage this growth for their business. So with me is Haluk Dortluoglu. He's the CFO of BIM and a member of the executive committee, and I'm very delighted to have you here. Hello, Haluk.
Very nice to be here with you.
Turkey has seen unprecedented growth over the past decade or even more. How much has this changed the country?
Well, actually, in the last 10 years, there's a significant and tremendous change in Turkey. I mean, but of course, it's almost a generation change. When we were young, let's say, 20 years ago, I mean, today's on this performance of the economy of the country and these levels on the development in many sectors in Turkey were unforeseeable. But now it's real, and in every sector, every segment of the economy, the development is fine, and also now Turkey have started its performance to distribute in the region-wise. And maybe some also other continents like Africa, Middle East, and some Europe as well. So it's happy to be in this economic center for the region now, I can say. Mm-hmm.
You are a member of the executive committee of a retailer, a hard discount retailer. So of course you're benefiting a lot from this growth. The business model of BIM, it was modeled on a German example, on Aldi. How much did you have to change that business model to adapt it to the Turkish circumstances?
Of course, there is, I mean, Turkish conditions are a little bit different from Germany. And fortunately, I would say, of course, the infrastructure-wise, Turkey had required much smaller stores, for instance. I mean, an average Aldi store is 900 square meter, but an average BIM store is 300 square meter or less. So we had to adapt everything for this shrinking in the store size, because you cannot find bigger stores in Turkey, and if you want to open thousands of stores. And also in the culture-wise, there is also some differences. You cannot have the same cultural prospects of in the company as you have like in a German company. So you have to adapt things, and that's why also we believed we lived through a developing economy stage. That's why we are more confident to start in a operation in Morocco, operation in Egypt, because from a European eye, we are more close to these regions which are developing and will be developing in the short term, I think.
You just mentioned the expansion of BIM across the borders of Turkey, and of course it's a major step for the company. You now have, I think, around 100 shops in Morocco and a few in Egypt. How difficult was it for the executive committee and you as the CFO to make that decision? What was the decision-making process before you went over the borders?
Well, by the time considering the high competition in Europe, in the retail sector, and we didn't look for the West, we looked for the Middle East, and 4 years ago, and in 4 years ago, the Morocco was, for the infrastructure-wise, was one of the best alternative for international expansion, and so far we are happy for this decision. It is not easy to take to take the decision which market to start with, but we are happy to made it on Morocco. As you know, that's in the Arab Spring movement. Let's say, the Morocco was the least affected market of among the all North African and the Middle Eastern markets so far. So we are happy to be there. Of course, we make analysis, we make research, but we don't spend years and years and years for research. After a while, after some point, you need to take your gut feeling and make a step or not, and that's how we move forward. And As we did in Morocco, we are doing it in Egypt now.
Are you worried about the political climate in Egypt at all after the Arab Spring?
Well, it's in every crisis there is an opportunity. So that's how we treat this, and that's we see a lot of opportunity in Egypt, and we see lots of challenges, more challenges maybe coming on, but we believe sooner or later the Egyptian political environment will settle, stabilize in the democratic way. And I hope this for other markets also in the region, and that's when you have the voice of the people, and it's always good for the people. So it will also bring development, economical wise and political wise in the Egyptian market and Egyptian people. So and we will benefit from it, and also we will contribute to it in a modern retail format, in an efficient distribution channel network. We will contribute a lot to this Egyptian market, as we did in Turkey. Now we have 3,600 stores in Turkey, and I believe BIM did a lot for the increasing of the, let's say, increasing of the welfare level in Turkey, because when you distribute very low priced products with high quality products to everyone in the country, in the market, then this increases the welfare directly.
I'm now going to ask you three questions. I would like to answer with a yes or no, if possible. Is the Middle East safer now than it was 12 months ago?
I believe so. Heading for it, yes. Yes.
Will BIM ever open a store in Western Europe?
Not in the close future.
And will Turkey continue to be an attractive market?
Yes, absolutely.
Haluk, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.